Good morning, Piute, and happy Wednesday. Today is May 13th. It's Miss Lambert here for your daily lesson. We don't have any Piute birthdays today, so hopefully we can keep honoring everybody who had their birthday this week. And on this day today in 1918, the first U.S. airmail stamps were issued, and they cost 24 cents. Today is another food-related funny holiday, which is National Apple Pie Day. And the quote of the day today is from Helen Keller, who said, "Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence." Alrighty, Piute. So I hope that you and your families are safe and healthy. Today we are going to be learning about how to stay organized through distance learning. Distance learning can be hard to adjust to because it is a huge change. Even though being at school has its challenges, there is a schedule you follow that is pretty predictable. Your teacher is physically there to answer any questions you have and keep you focused on your work. And there isn't a TV in front of you begging to be turned on. It is probably pretty overwhelming to feel like you have to plan to get a packet done in a week, all on your own without procrastinating. The best way to stay on top of your work is to stay organized, and you can do that with a planner. Writing your goals down in a planner is commitment to yourself to be your best self. Be kind to yourself if you can't achieve your daily goal, but also challenge yourself and dream big. Let's watch a video on how to set goals to give you an idea of what to put in your planner.
Setting goals for yourself is one of the most important things that you as a student can do. When you look at set goals on a day-to-day basis, rather than looking at all of your tasks at once, you are more likely to stay motivated and focused. The first thing we are going to take a look at is proper goal setting. When it comes to goal setting, there are two types of goals you can set for yourself: long-term and short-term goals. Long-term goals are important because it allows you to set an objective that you want to work towards. It is easy to lose motivation if you do not set any long-term goals for yourself. If you don't care about what you learn in your courses, then you most likely won't care about what your final marks may be. You have to ask yourself questions like, what do I want to accomplish? And how will I do this? Short-term goals are steps that help you answer the first questions you asked yourself. By setting daily and weekly goals, you can work your way in small doses in order to come closer to your long-term goal. Without short-term goals, it can be easy to get overwhelmed by your long-term ambitions, creating unwanted stress. Grouping your work, so that you think of it in smaller bits, makes it easier to approach than the whole project at once. When working towards any of your goals, there will come a time when sacrifices will have to be made. Sometimes, short-term sacrifices are needed in order to carry out your long-term goals. You have to plan ahead in order to know what sacrifices will have to be made in the future. This avoids any unpleasant surprises. It is important to know that when setting goals for yourself, there are never any failures. Whether or not you've completed your goal, there is always something you can learn from the experience. Don't be discouraged if you don't complete a goal that you set for yourself. Just step back and think about what went wrong and how you can avoid doing the same thing next time. The next thing we are going to learn about is setting SMART goals for yourself. Specific goals have clearly defined targets. If your goals are not specific, you will have no idea when you have achieved them. Know what you want to improve on and focus on it. For example, a non-specific goal would be, I want to be in better shape, whereas a specific goal would be, I want to be able to run 5 kilometers by March. Measurable goals have concrete criteria that you can use to measure your progress. They have a defined beginning and end. An example of a non-measurable goal would be, I want to do well in English, whereas a measurable goal would be, I want to get at least a B in English. The next type of goal is an attainable goal. In order to have an attainable goal, you need to consider what is possible for you to complete in the time frame that you have available. For example, a non-attainable goal would be, I want to run the 100-meter sprint in 8 seconds. An attainable goal would be, I want to run the 100-meter sprint in 15 seconds. This section of your goal checklist is your very own personal and realistic goal. For a realistic goal, you will need to consider how much free time you have, how long each activity takes, and your personal abilities. An example of a non-realistic goal would be, I want to get A's in all of my courses, join 3 new clubs, play on an intramural sports team, and join the McMaster Orchestra. A more realistic goal would be, I want to get A's in all of my courses and join 1 new club. Know what you want to focus your energy on. Remember that there are only 24 hours in a day. The last goal type is a timely goal. Timely goals set deadlines that you need to meet in order to accomplish your goal. Setting smaller deadlines for the individual parts of an assignment can keep you organized and save you from a last-minute rush. An example of a non-timely goal would be, I want to study for my biology exam, whereas a timely goal would be, I will study for my biology exam on February 27th, 28th, and 29th. Know that setting a deadline for the project will give you a finish line to focus on, which can help you stay focused and deliver positive results. Using the SMART framework can help you create personalized and achievable goals. Effective goal setting can set you up to succeed, boosting your confidence and increasing your drive to set bigger and better goals.
Alrighty, so as you guys can see, setting goals is pretty life-changing. Did you know that writing your goals down in a planner increases your chances of achieving your goals by 47%? Writing them down also helps to remind you of your goals and keep track of your progress. Next, I wanted to go over one of the worksheets that I have included, which is going to be about goal setting. And so the first aspect you're going to have to go through is what your goal is. You're also going to want to review your steps you're going to take to make this goal and how you're going to know when you've met the goal. So I also wanted to put in a video that shows how to kind of set up a planner, how to use the weekly view, the monthly view, and how to be most successful with some planner hacks.
For the month, it's really easy to just pick a month and flip to it, and then the tab takes you to the big monthly view of that month. And I just love how much space there is to write. So this is where I do most of my planning. I'm a very visual person, so seeing the whole month in a view like this where there's so many lines to write is just really effective for me. And then I color code everything, so everything is highlighted and it stands out. And then when I flip the page, then it has every day in a horizontal view and a week at a time. So this space is where I use to write maybe my to-do list for the day, and then the calendar view is right where I write all my important dates to remember. And then I can know what's going on what day. So I don't fill out every day completely because, you know, some days are left unplanned and to live in the moment. But if there's a bunch of things I need to do, especially for school, then I'll write it down here, and I usually check them off when I complete them. This day I didn't, or that week I didn't. But here you can see a week that I actually checked off. So you can see that I put a check mark on things that I've completed, and I circle things that I have not yet to do. That way I can do it the next day. So this day I didn't get to clean my room, so I left it for the next day. So as I continue to flip, you can just see that I do write some of my homework tasks and just life tasks that I need to accomplish. And then the month view is where it's all nice and colorful. Here, black pen, and here it's all colorful. So I'll talk you through April, because April you can see that I used every color highlighter that I use in my system. So for orange, I highlight school assignments. In yellow, I highlight tests. In blue, I highlight school events. Green is life events, so this was a dentist appointment, or I'll do like my work schedule. Purple is for exams, and then in pink I do my YouTube schedule. So once I upload a video, I mark it down on my calendar. That way I can see it in a whole monthly view to see, well, in April I didn't really upload that much, so let's put it in my goals section. When I'm planning things out, I will always write the course code for school. That way I know what exam is there, what assignment I'm talking about. So I'll write the course code, and then I'll write, you know, social media audit. So that's what I was working on. Or what the test is. So this one was like a little online quiz. It was lab number 8. But I like to be descriptive because I don't color code by course. Some people do that, and that works really well for them. But for me, I like to color code by severity. So if it's an exam, an assignment, a test, like a work schedule, or like life event, I call them. And I don't have that written down anywhere, like how I color code, just because I've been doing this for years and it's kind of like embedded into my head. But if you're implementing a new system, whether it be your New Year's resolution or hey, it's a new school year, let's start off really well organized, you can like write it on the side and just highlight, so like rate test, and then highlight it in yellow so that you know what each color means if you're starting out something new and are still getting used to it. On the right hand side there's a section for notes, so I just cover that up with a little bit of washi tape and I write goals on top, and then I list my goals. For April, I only had one goal now, was to focus on exams and get good grades, but for example August I wrote down a lot more goals. So this is August, the month that we're currently in, and so you can see that I only have life events, which are green, and then like school events because there's no schoolwork to be done in August. And I don't normally do too much decorating to my planner. It's really just simple and I use it solely for the function of keeping me organized. But you know, it was my birthday, so I cut out this cute little cupcake. It was actually on an old birthday card. Like, there's no need to buy fancy stickers. I just found this glittery cupcake in one of my birthday cards. But yeah, that's my color coding system. For me, it works really well because I like to see the severity of the task, so I know that purple means, okay, you gotta study a lot for this exam. And then I can tell the difference between just an assignment or a test. So this is my
Piute. So I hope that that video was helpful and it taught you some skills of how to use your planner. I wanted to go over a couple of pages that I have in my planner that I use that maybe you could recreate, and things that I think are helpful for my planner. So one of those pages, so this is my planner for May, and one of the pages that I haven't done yet is an April reflection. So I think that one thing that's helpful in your planner is, and in your life in general, is to always kind of reflect back on the previous month. So then this reflection asks about April wins. So then you could write down some of the awesome things that happened in April. It also talks about some April hiccups, which would maybe be things that you would do differently or things that weren't so great. Some April favorite moments, some April tough moments. And then the last one is, what do I want to start, stop, and continue? So that is where you would look back on your previous month and see kind of what worked, what didn't work, and what you want to change or keep doing for the following month. Another page that I really like in my planner that is kind of counseling related is a mood tracker. So this one, you're going to want to pick some different moods that you feel and then pick a color for each mood. So I haven't done mine yet, but if I were to, maybe I would color this blue and it would be sad if I was kind of having a sad day. Or maybe it was green if it was a happy day. Or maybe it would be red if it was kind of an angry day. And so what you're going to do is have a square for each day of the month. And then each day you're going to color in how you felt that day. So maybe if for today on the 13th, if you were mostly angry with a little bit of happy, then you would color in the right colors that match your mood. The last page I wanted to share is a habit tracker, which is kind of similar to the mood tracker. But what you're going to do is come up with some habits that you want to work on this month. So for example, one of mine is to call a family member every day. And another one is to drink a whole water bottle every day. And so I would write those down. And then every day that I did that specific task, I would be able to color it off. And then at the end of the month, I would be able to tell how many days I was successful at my habits. And so this kind of has to do with, kind of setting goals, keeping goals, and keeping you accountable for making sure that you're meeting your goals. So I hope that was a helpful video for you all. And I have 2 missions for you today. The first one is to come up with a goal that you want to accomplish this week. The second one is to use one of the journal hacks that you learned. And if you want to, you can feel free to send us pictures of your planners or let us know your goals. You can either email Ms. G and I, or you can post it to the Google Classroom, or you can give us some feedback on our website in the feedback box. And remember to do one thing today that your future self will thank you for. Alrighty, Piute, have a great rest of the day.